practice it on a regular basis. Don't go in exam and follow a new strategy. What to read more than 12 words, limited their applicant pool by requiring several years work experience. Both are incorrect way. Business school admissions officer said the new drive to attract. Can I just read one line in read aloud and get marks in reading and speaking? Well, if you have such doubt in your mind, this session is for you. Hello everybody, I'm Aditi from PTE Universe. So many of the students keep on asking me, can I just read one line in read aloud and get marks in reading? Is read aloud one line strategy still working in PT exam? How many words I need to speak? And if I follow this strategy, will I get full marks in reading? If these are all the questions in your mind, in today's session, I'm going to talk about each one of them in detail. A very, very important session with lots of experiment. What is read aloud one-line strategy? How you should use it? When you should use it? We're going to talk about each one of them. Guys, before that, if you're new to the channel, do like, comment, and subscribe our channel which says PTE Universe. First of all, let's talk about read aloud one-line strategy. Read aloud is one of the most important tasks in PT. It contributes a lot of marks to reading and speaking. There are a lot of students who are not very good with pronunciation and fluency. They find it really hard to prepare one read aloud in 40 seconds and to speak the complete read aloud with the utmost pronunciation and fluency. If you are one of them, yes, this strategy would do wonders to you. And you will find it really very easy to do read aloud. All you have to do is you have to prepare 8 to 10 or maximum 12 words, and you have to just speak them in with the correct pronunciation, correct fluency, and correct content. But if you're already very good with speaking, you're already getting your desired band scores in speaking and reading, please don't follow this strategy. Don't change the strategy. This video I'm making particularly for the students who are struggling in read aloud, who find it really hard to prepare the read aloud in 40 seconds, or who do prepare but are not able to speak or deliver the read aloud with correct pronunciation and content. So guys, before I start the session, let me answer all your queries. Yes, read aloud one line strategy is working. You just need to speak 8 to 10 words in the sequence, or 8 to 12. Now remember, some of you are trying to speak the complete paragraph, some of you are trying to read one line, two line, three line. Don't do like that. You need to speak just 8 to 12 words in sequence. Sequence is very, very important. Please don't skip words. If you're trying to speak just 8 words or 10 or 12, you try to make sure you don't make any mistake in them. Will I get marks in reading? Yes, if you follow this strategy, you will get marks in the reading, because the software is not working the way we think. The software is going to check how many words you speak, and out of them, how many of them you speak correctly. So you follow the correct content, pronunciation, fluency, you're going to get marks in speaking and reading both. Now guys, a lot of people will ask me if this strategy is working for band 6, 7 or 8. This strategy is working for all the bands. Yes, if you need a higher band score, like you need 79 plus in speaking and reading, this strategy is applicable. You can use it. But again, I am repeating what I said before. You only follow this strategy if you are struggling literally in speaking and reading. If you're already doing well, you should not change your strategy. I don't recommend changing the strategy again and again. And this is a very, very, very important question. How many mistakes I can do? Now, if you want to do this strategy, please try to make sure you don't mess up those 8 to 12 words. Incomplete read alouds, like in let's say 6 to 7 question, if you've done 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes, that's fine. But let's say in every read aloud, if you're making 2 mistakes, 3 mistakes, that's not acceptable. So please try to do minimum mistakes while following this strategy. Now guys, I'll be teaching you how to do this strategy. So many of you must have booked your PT exam and are not confident about one line strategy. So before we take PT exam, we need to make sure we're quite confident about the strategy. This strategy will not be working on any portal. So this will be working in the exam for sure. But only this will work if you use it the right way. If you will not follow it the right way, it will have negative outcomes. So please watch this video till the end. Please try to understand each and everything which I'll be telling you, and try to practice it on a regular basis. Don't go in exam and follow a new strategy. Whatever you practice for your complete month, 5 days, 6 days, just do that strategy in exam. So let me take you to the question. This is the question. Now guys, in a real exam, you're going to get 6 to 7 questions. So first thing, don't mix the strategies. Either will all the read aloud, you will have to do the full read aloud reading, or one line strategy. You can't mix both the strategies. First thing, very clear. Second thing which I will be telling you is not to read more than 12 words. Some people are trying to read more, they're making more mistakes. So it's fine, you read 8, 9, 10, or 11 or 12 words, but you need to focus on your accuracy, fluency, pronunciation, and content. Next thing, which is very, very important, is once you do the read aloud, press next. Don't keep on waiting. Now, which words we should choose, how to choose the words, and how to speak, let's see. Now, any 8 to 12 words we need to see. And when you just choose 8 to 12 words, they need to be in the sequence. Now, let's say students are having difficult words, big words like intimidated, expectation. Try to pick up the lines which are having easy words. Now, this is a very difficult word. Fine. So either I can do from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are the 10 words in the sequence. So you can read these. Any 8 to 12 words you can read, and they should be in the sequence. It's not necessary that you need to speak line 1, line 2, or line 3. Any 8 to 12 words from the complete paragraph. You need to practice them again and again in 40 seconds. Limited their applicant pool by requiring several years work experience. Limited their applicant pool by requiring several years work experience. Limited their applicant pool by requiring several years work experience. So again and again in 40 seconds, you will have to prepare it, because what happens with student is like, they are confused till they sit in the exam. They're just thinking which strategy they should do. Either they should read the complete read aloud or one line. That confusion will actually mess up the exam. Be very clear which strategy you need to do. Now you're quite clear, you've practiced one line strategy, do one line strategy. Limited their applicant pool by requiring several years work experience, press next. Now, just if you're reading 8 to 12 words, don't rush. Limited their applicant pool by requiring several years work experience. Computer needs to understand what you are speaking. So if you're speaking very fast, like I did, or very slow, limited their applicant pool by requiring several years work experience. Both are incorrect way. Don't speak very fast, don't speak very slow, speak at a moderate pace. Understanding? Even if you're reading 8 to 12 words, you need to understand PT fluency. What is fluency in PT? That is maintaining the flow. Not speaking very fast, not shouting. Limited their applicant pool? No, 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 not the correct way. Speak calmly. Limited their applicant pool by requiring several years work experience. You have a mic, so you do not need to shout. I hope this is clear. Now, guys, what happens with students in exam? Students do not understand which words they need to read. So if you are having a big read aloud or a smaller one, you just need to go for 8 to 12 words in the sequence, which you find easy to speak and which you think you will not mess up. So if you're practicing on a daily basis, you can just figure out your common mistakes, whether it's in SES, hard words. I would recommend you to pick up the line which contains easy words, which is not having difficult words. Find some of the read alouds in real exam will have, a difficult word within them. So don't try to, skip the words if you're trying to read those 8 to 12 words in the sequence. Try to make sure you're focusing on fluency, pronunciation, and content all. All good. So let's go to another question. Guys, one more tip before I help you out with the next question. Once you pick up 8 to 12 words in the sequence, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you just keep your cursor here and then try to practice it. What happens with student is like, they don't keep the cursor over here. So while speaking, they're counting also like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that pressure builds up on their mind and again, they mess up the read aloud. So again, I'm saying if you put up the cursor over here, it will be little bit more easy because, you need to stop here. So you will speak till this and press next. Now, this is one of the questions which I particularly have added to show you how sometimes in read aloud, you will find a difficult word in each and every line. So you see, there's a big word, it's a big word, that's a big word, fine, this is a big word. Again, here we have a big word, then this big words. So what you can do is just try to pick up the line which you find is easy. So you can pick it from anywhere. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Any 11 to 12 words, keep your cursor over here. Use for 40 seconds completely to find out the line also. Once you found out the line, just keep your cursor over here, prepare it again and again. Scope of war, which convinced him that any measure to weaken the. Scope of war, which convinced him that any measure to weaken the, again and again prepare it. And once the timer opens, you see first blue bar, then you start speaking. Don't speak before it because the recorder will not be open. And one more tip, if you don't speak for first 3 seconds, recorder will close. That's very, very important. Scope of war, which convinced him that any measure to weaken the, let's say while speaking you have missed something. Scope of war, which convinced him that keep on speaking. If you've messed it up also, now keep on speaking. Don't correct yourself. Same rules which you do for other read alouds, like the full read alouds, will be applicable over here also. In case if you've messed it up, it's okay, keep on speaking. Now there's nothing you can do. So even with some mistakes, you will be able to get the score, but don't recorrect yourself. And guys, since you're doing this strategy, be very, very, very careful. Fine, again and again I'm saying, if you will not use it the right way, it will give you negative outcomes. So many of the students are saying this strategy is not working, I'm getting low scores, because they're not using it the right way. If you are speaking very fast, very slow, you're singing a song, or you're not understanding fluency, pronunciation, content, and how to balance them, definitely you're going to score low in read aloud one line strategy also. Also, I've seen so many students, they are, I mean, not able to speak even one line with the correct fluency. Like, I mean, they're not able to speak the complete paragraphs. And when they're doing the one line also, still they are struggling, fumbling. Scope of war, which convinced him that any measure to weaken the, so that is not fluent, you're having a lot of hesitations. Definitely your scores will be low even with one line because you're not fluent. So that's the reason they're scoring low. Now, before I proceed further, make you understand, I would like to show you some results that this strategy is definitely working. People are also getting 90, 86. Like, if you're just thinking this strategy will work for 8 each, yes, this will work. Some of them have taken exam in Melbourne, some of them have taken exam in India, some of them in Pakistan. So the strategy is working all over the places. You do not need to worry, but if used correctly. Now, so many people will ask me whether we should follow this strategy only. Without even using this strategy, some of our students have taken exam. Anubhav, he did the complete read alouds, he got 8 each. Tina also did the complete read alouds, again 90. And recently, this is one of our student who has taken exam in Pearson Professional Center, Melbourne. So he has also got 90 reading, 90 speaking. All of them have spoken the complete read alouds. Fine. You can do both the way. Now, this is the complete read aloud. You can do it reading complete read aloud also. Business school admissions officers said the new drive to attract younger students was in part the result of a realization that they had inadvertently limited their applicant pool by requiring several years' work experience. Talented students who might otherwise have gone to business school instead opted for a law or policy degree because they were intimidated by the expectation of work experience. This way. Or you can do one line: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the cursor over here. Business school admissions officer said the new drive to attract. Press next. So both strategies are working. Again, one line strategy, students have got the result. Full read aloud, people have got the result. The only thing which will give you the results is the strategy used the correct way. You use any strategy, but you use it the correct way, is equivalent to desired band score. But let's say you use the strategy not the correct way, doesn't matter which strategy you use, you're not going to get the scores. And that is the reason, even after knowing lots of hacks, lots of tips and tricks, PT students find it really hard to pass PT exam because they're using the strategy, but they're not using it the correct way. I hope this session will bring a lot of information to you. Guys, before I proceed further, one more thing which I will like to repeat is that you cannot mix the strategies. Either you need to go with one line or you need to do the complete read alouds. Don't mix both the strategies again and again. I'm saying some of the students, what they're doing, if the read aloud is hard, they're just doing one line. Rest of the read alouds are trying to read the complete paragraph. No, that is totally incorrect. You need to stick with one strategy, either one line or chunking. And whichever strategy you want to do it, don't just go in exam and come up with a new strategy. You need to follow the strategy on a regular basis. Even if it's one line, people are taking it very lightly. It's just one line, so we can do it. We do not need to practice, but that's not the case. Even if it's a one line strategy, you will have to practice it on a regular basis, because when you will go to the exam, there is a lot of background noise first. There's a lot of exam pressure, And even if you are reading those 8 to 12 words and you're not confident, automatically your mind will have a pressure. Oh my god, should I read it or not read it? So that pressure will ultimately lead to a lower band score. So please make sure you don't get overconfident. There are hacks, but you need to do how to do the hacks, and you need to practice, of course. So make sure you practice it. If in case you are still not sure, please make sure you get your read alouds assessed by your trainer. So before I end the session, I'm going to do one more read aloud for you with one line strategy to make you understand again, and then I'll conclude the session. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, see, this is a difficult word. If you don't know how to speak it, look for another line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So just keep the cursor over here. Prepare again and again in 40 seconds. In a number of countries, a level of mass prosperity which was. In a number of countries, a level of mass prosperity which was. Prepare again and again. Once the timer opens, you see the first blue bar, you can start speaking. In a number of countries, a level of mass prosperity which was. Press next. Now you might think, yeah, I can speak 3 4 more words. Don't do that, because what happens with student, since computer, how is computer scoring you? Computer is checking how many words you are speaking and how out of which how many of those words you're speaking correctly. So if you make a lot of mistakes, even you make 1 or 2, but you are reading less words, so that's going to impact your score more. So try to give an answer which is not having if you're doing one line, it doesn't matter you speak more words, but how many you speak correctly will matter. That's why I'm saying 8 to 12 words in the sequence. Try to do it correctly, read clearly, don't rush, and not very fast, not very slow. Practice this strategy on a regular basis. Will not work on any portal, but will do work in real exam. And again, though this strategy is only for the people who are struggling in speaking and reading. If you're already going getting good scores, you do not need to follow this strategy. Guys, before I end the session, PT Universe is now providing face-to-face classes in Melbourne. We are also providing online classes all over the world. So many of the students have already booked their exam. So again, like I mentioned, we are not going to change your strategies. We're not going to change your templates. We are going to improvise your strategies. We're going to work on your weaker sections, and we're going to help you understand why are you not passing the exam, so that in the next attempt you crack PT and you get much more than your desired band score. With our classes, we are going to provide you the complete things like templates, tips and tricks, portal, mock. We're going to provide you the complete prediction file, and we are also going to help you with grammar classes and some master classes where we're going to help you with real exam questions. So in case if you're struggling, you can WhatsApp us on given numbers. I hope the session was helpful to you. If you like the session, if you find it helpful, please do like, comment, and subscribe. In the comment section, do let me know how many of you are struggling in repeat sentences. So we have got a new experiment with repeat sentences, and how many of you are struggling with reading module. So with reading module also, we are back with a very, very, very informative session. So we will upload particular session according to your demand. So comment section is all yours. Do let me know repeat sentence or reading module. Thank you so much. We'll catch you soon in the next session. Till then, take care of yourself and all the best.